Hello there everyone, it's Aidan here from Push Square, and these are the JBL Quantum 910p, a high-end gaming headset from JBL of course, which I have been testing out for the last few weeks. Now this will set you back about £280 here in the UK, around $300 in the US, but it will try to convince you of its high price tag with some pretty nifty features. The thing is, this isn't actually a review for this product. If you're looking for that, you can find my written review on the Push Square website, which I'll leave a link for down in the description. This video today is actually a showdown between JBL and Sony, because across my review period with these headphones, I've had to put my go-to pair of cans, the Sony INZONE H9s, to the side. So in today's video we're going to find out which of the two companies has the better high-end gaming headset, and we're going to find out by comparing them across 4 different categories to see which one comes out on top. So let's dive into it. Starting with the design then, it's really no question to me that the Sony INZONE H9 just looks better. Of course, it's sporting the PS5's black and white design with this soft shell feel and plush faux leather covered cushioning. You can see that I've got a slight bit of wear and tear on this design, but I literally have been using this thing every day for around 10 months at this point. It has the swiveling mic along the side, which I don't love, but at the same time, I have no issues with it not being detachable. The JBL Quantum 910p's design on the other hand, just isn't for me. I was really surprised by how cheap the outer shell looked and felt with this plasticky design. I actually do like the wire being on the outside compared to the INZONE's being housed within the adjustable arms, because it just kinda adds to the idea that this is an expensive and powerful headset. But everything else was just riddled with this plastic look and feel, and it certainly doesn't get any better when you go full gamer mode with the RGB lighting. On paper, yeah, sure, this is a cool idea, but after the initial, ooh, look at the lights, I just turned them off, and presumably by the battery projections on the box, it actually reduces the overall battery life as well. Plus, you can't actually see the lights when you're wearing them, so it's a bit pointless. Saying that, I actually like that the INZONE has a small circular blue light around the upper part of the ear cups, as quite often it would remind me that I'd left them on. So, if you didn't guess it, the INZONE takes this one for design. Moving on to the next category of comfort then, this one I think maybe goes to JBL. The H9 is a comfortable headset, and yes, I've gone on many extended gaming sessions with no comfort issues at all, but the INZONE isn't the most secure of headsets, and a swift head movement or even a sneeze would often cause this headset to slide right off me. The JBL on the other hand is a lot more secure. I think the worries of it being a cheap feeling yet expensive headset fade away a bit as well when you actually try it on, because the JBL feels great. It has a nice weighty presence about it, and the ample cushioning meant that it was secure and comfortable for my entire time with it. I think some people may find it a tad heavy, but for me, it was perfect. One thing I will note is that the shape of the ear cup may alter your experience with either headset. The INZONE is a bit taller with a more oval shape, whereas the JBL features a more circular design. Either way though, the cushioning feels brilliant, and going by a field test, I'd even say that the JBL has more than the INZONE. So I'm going to say for comfort, it goes to JBL. Next up we have features. Now both headsets feature active noise cancelling, dongle and Bluetooth support, 2.4 GHz low latency wireless, 360 spatial audio, ear cup controls, a swiveling boom mic, and even dual source support so that you can connect a device via Bluetooth and the dongle at the same time. Outside of that, the JBL features head tracking, but maybe more on that a bit later. Noise cancelling on both of these devices is just brilliant, and I've had many times where I cannot hear any external sounds while playing a game with either of them on. The Bluetooth support on the INZONE was a little ropey in comparison to the JBL, but on the flip side of that, the dongle only activates with the H9 when the headset is actually on, whereas the JBL dongle overrules your TV audio even when the headset is off. So that means that if you want to play your PS5 with sound coming through the TV, you're gonna have to pull out the dongle, which is a bit of a pain. Keeping with connectivity, the JBL can also connect to PC and Nintendo Switch via dongle or Bluetooth, and also has the option to connect via a 3.5mm audio jack. By comparison, the INZONE can connect via Bluetooth or dongle with PC, but doesn't have the option of a 3.5mm jack. To top off your connectivity options, the JBL takes it with battery life, offering close to 40 hours when connected via the dongle, compared to the INZONE's 32. An expected yet underrated feature of the INZONE is that it has better compatibility with the PS5, since volume and game balancing audio settings are adjustable via the PS5 as well as the headset, and both are synced up. The JBL by comparison operates separately, so you can balance the game and chat audio via the headset and then the PS5, which made it a lot less seamless than the INZONE. Moving on to mics, both headsets have the swiveling mics, and I definitely prefer the look of the INZONE's, but quality wise they're much the same. The JBL comes with a little mic sock, which I just kinda hated, but it did come in handy because players could hear my fan whenever it wasn't on. The INZONE though seemed to be much better at blocking out these sounds. Both mics sport a flip up to mute feature, which I absolutely adore. So yeah, this category is a bit heavy, and it certainly depends a lot on where you're coming from. As a PS5 player that uses this headset almost exclusively for PS5, the INZONE takes it. But if you like to get a bit more value for money and are planning on using the JBL for more than just gaming on your PS5, it may be the way to go. So it's very close and definitely circumstantial, but I'm going to give it to JBL. That brings us to the most important category of them all, the audio experience. Now, how do things fare when you stop looking at designs, stop considering comfort and features, and just settle into the audioscapes of your favourite games? I'm just going to come out and say it that the Sony INZONE H9 is the definitive winner in this area. Connecting to my PS5, there is next to no customization needed at all. The H9 has a superb spectrum of detail when concerning bass and those higher frequencies. I think this is especially important for the audio design on some of Sony's exclusives, which quite often put a keen focus on the smaller, subtle audio details. The Last of Us in particular comes to mind when I talk about this. That being said though, it still manages brilliantly with the bombastic explosions and shots of your favourite action games. Comparatively, the JBL Quantum 910p focuses a bit too harshly on those bassy qualities. Sure, it is a brilliant bass and explosions sounded great, but it was lacking in those higher frequencies, and quite often this left me with an uneven audio experience, where voices were drowned out both in-game and parties. I had to spend far too much time, in my opinion, finding the right balance between game and chat audio, both on the headset and the PS5 itself. I will say that a more bass-focused experience may be down to personal preference, but for me, I'd rather have a balanced experience than one that excels in one area and not so much in the other. Now, to briefly mention the head tracking function on the JBL, yeah, it's a cool feature and it's impressive to hear sounds precisely shift around as you move your head. But at the same time, I just don't think it's a feature too many people are going to get the use out of. So where does that leave us then? Well, to quickly recount, the Sony INZONE H9 took the win for design with its PS5 aesthetic black and white design, which I'm quite a big fan of. Then over into the comfort and features department, the JBL won out since it's a bit more secure in the head, has some nice plush cushioning on the ear cups, and generally has a bit more versatility when it comes to connecting to other devices. However, when it came to the ultimate audio experience, I couldn't help but give it to the Sony INZONE H9, which has a far more balanced audio experience. That's not to say though that this headset here isn't a good headset. It actually is. And depending on circumstance, it may even be the better of the two. But as someone that loves to get the fullest audio experience out of their PS5, I had to give it to the Sony INZONE H9, which gave me that audio experience that I was looking for with very little work put in, and also it dramatically improved my experience over the Pulse 3D headset that I was using before. Well folks, that has been our big showdown between JBL and Sony. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of either of these headsets. Are you in the market for high-end headphones? Are you happy with something a bit more entry level like the Pulse 3D headset? Let me know down in the comments, and remember to leave a like and even subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. Anyway guys, thank you as always for checking it out. I've been Aaron, this has been Push Square, and I'll see you in the next one.